Let's check out the Bellular video.
Here's a cute fact we noticed. Inside the Stormwind portal room, there are 9 portals. And as of Shadowlands, there is currently space for 1 more portal. When Dragonflight launches, they will all be filled.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that's there.
Plus the time skip
Construction.
kind of got us thinking. Did Blizzard always know they would only need 10 portals? I mean, yeah, sure, obviously adding more portals would be simple. But take the time skip. Why do that now in Dragonflight? I mean, Dragonflight's story barely benefits from the time skip. From playing a few zones on Alpha,
True.
Seriously, you would not know there was a time skip unless somebody told you. Well, if you consider that the time skip is setting us up for the future, then it makes a whole lot more sense. Like,
Why?
even world revamp kinda sense. Today,
WoW
we're going
2?
to interrogate this time skip.
WoW 2?
Then we're going to throw all the other stuff that doesn't add up into the mix. And by the end, I think you'll agree that Dragonflight could be our gateway into the biggest shake-up World of Warcraft has had in a very long time. And if you want to shake things up for yourself, get Bespoke Post, today's sponsor, at the link below. They're a sub-box where you will get a wild deal.
Sponsored
$49 for what's around 70 in value. And here's the great thing about how they do it. You can pause, cancel, and swap boxes beforehand. So basically, here's the point.
Check
you
it
get a great
out.
deal on
I
stuff
watch
you
these
will
guys sponsors
actually
because I watch
want.
their videos
And
for
they're really
content.
great
It's only
selecting
fair that I
things
watch
are
their
just cool.
sponsor too.
I've got, well, this bag. It's awesome. It's in my car right now.
Azeroth is going to wake up.
Chef
Maybe,
knife.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I don't know, man.
The
WoW
rest aren't
2,
here in
man.
the
I don't
studio
know.
because they're in my kitchen. This thing's just brilliant. Outdoors gear, the whiskey set. And if you wonder what boxes are on now, well, if you're into the outdoors, then the Terra, Timeout, and Stockpile ones have got super cool items like this really nice, like, compact survival kit. Chop has also got 2 beautiful blades that will totally round up your home kitchen setup. So,
Hell yeah.
they're a quality
Check
way
it out,
to
man.
get
It's a
great
long
fun for
fucking
49
ad, I'm not
bucks,
gonna lie.
helping you start a new hobby, get some cool
Exactly
gear,
what
or get a
nerds
lovely
need,
gift
outdoor
sorted
stuff,
out. So
yes.
hit my link down below and use promo code Bellular20 for 20% off
He's
your
just
first
taking the
box.
ad. Bespoke's the one who knows his audience and decided to
Blizzard
advertise
have
to us.
actually confirmed what has been seen on the alpha. Both factions, right, have a new stay a while and listen. So for the Horde, it's
Sure.
Lithmar and Thalyssra talking about how peaceful things have generally been and referencing their
had
marriage.
sex,
The marriage
for
is
sure.
actually something we're going to be getting a short
What?
story on.
They're getting married? Holy crap, I had no idea. I thought they were just like a fling. Oh my god.
Now, for the Alliance side of things, Matthias Shaw comments on the time past. We learn that
He got it in
Rathian
and got
has
married,
been
damn.
asking after Anduin, but
I had no idea.
Brayman,
Yeah, Trent, what?
who
Yeah.
has, of course, been hunting high and low for Anduin, does not know where he is and realizes that when he wants to be seen, he'll be seen.
Yeah, they
Tyrannian
can't find
leads,
Anduin.
but they all think that the people need their king.
Where's my
But they
invasion
know
to the invitation
that
to this wedding?
Anduin will appear whenever he chooses to. Both reference several
Anduin's
years,
being a
so
bitch. He needs
more
to go
than
back
2,
and take
less
the
than
throne.
10. But recently, Steve Denuser confirmed via forum post that Shadowlands lasted for 2 years, and the Dragonflight takes place 3 years after the end of Shadowlands.
Sure.
So I suppose 5 odd years have passed since we dispatched N'Zoth.
Yeah.
Bell's timeline has always been a bit funny. For a while there, it had just back-to-back disaster on a near global scale. Vanilla's canonical start is the year 25, when Anduin is but 10 years old.
Yes,
and
I remember
by
that.
Battle for Azeroth's End,
played
which
Lions
was the
back
year
then.
34, Anduin was 19. By Dragonflight's launch, the year 40, he will be 25 years old.
Yeah.
Now, we learned from Steve that a world revamp won't happen off-screen. If Teldrassil is to be regrown, Undercity revamped, and Gilneas
Somebody me
resettled,
inside?
that's going to happen in-game. So,
Yes, the
hearing
Gilneas
Steve say
revamp,
that
that is
was
confirmed.
fantastic. It was an outright confirmation
Yeah.
that it's not just going to happen in a book, but never be reflected in the game.
Right.
So, reading in between the lines, did Steve essentially confirm that these events will be seen in-game? I kind of think so.
I think they will
And with
be.
little
I can't imagine them
happening back
redoing
home during
Gilneas and
Dragonflight,
and
let's
same with
first
Undercity.
examine the events that have been set in motion.
When are we going to finish SMC though?
925 brought us back to
Think about
Azeroth
Scarlet
with some
Monastery?
genuinely
What's
cool
SMC?
old world feeling quests. In the Return to Lordaeron, of course, the Desolate Council gets reformed to kind of
Yes, we
wrestle
saw
with the
that. We
fate
saw
of a
that.
Forsaken that no
True.
longer has Sylvanas. There are lots of political tensions here, with Kalia by some being seen as an
Silvermoon?
alliance
Oh my God.
sympathizer, a kind of a weird savior figure by others.
Trenty, Andy,
There's a
you might
bunch
be new to
going
this
on there.
stream.
There's the big
I have literally had like half streams where all I talk about is how Silvermoon needs to be revamped. And I was saying Dragonflight, when we were talking about Dragonflight speculation back in the day, I was saying Silvermoon City should be the hub city because the Dragon Isles are technically supposed to be right off the coast of that part of the Eastern Kingdoms. Too bad. We didn't get that.
big set
I
piece
wish.
clearing the Undercity. of the
Silvermoon's an
plague that was
amazing
unleashed
in-game
during
asset
the
that's
Fourth
not
War.
used.
Finally cleaning up after a mess we created. We helped Kalia get some Maldraxian magic and
True,
amalgamate
yes.
the plague into a
Cool
killable
story,
mob.
bro. Cool story, bro.
It kind of felt
We did
like
do
the
these
beginning
quests.
of the next chapter for the Forsaken, right? Stuff that will impact their stories and who they are from zones, from Tirisfal to Hillsbrad.
Yes.
Because the time skip happened after we cleaned up the Undercity. So what happened what happened? Of course,
Nothing.
none of this stuff is reflected in the current world. You go in any of those zones, they're obviously still in the Cataclysm timeline. Now, a more immediate event is when the Winter Queen gave Tyrande a seed that embodied the cycle of life and
Yes,
death.
gonna get a new
This
tree
is
of
something
life.
that a lot of us think could be for a new world tree, but
Night elves
it's
getting
a
their
more
new
immediate
home.
thing because we know that Tyrande features in Dragonflight, and some of that story will be carried through. Now, spoilers for a few seconds here. Skip to this time code if you want to go past the spoilers.
What are the
Okay,
spoilers? What?
Spoilers begin. Ysera is going to return, but it is seemingly in exchange for the soul of Malfurion. We'll
What?
get to that bit of lore another day when we actually know a bit more about it. But what's
Hold on.
important here is that Tyrande demands to remain in the afterlife with Malfurion, but he still refuses her, saying, "Should everything
I did
we
not know
hope
this.
come to pass, the Kaldori will need you." So that shows that the two of them, by the time we're in Dragonflight,
Oh, she's
several
complaining
years
she's tired,
after
the fucking
patch
bitch.
9.2.5, that they have
Complaining
big
she's tired after she selfishly chased Sylvanas for a half an expansion, accepted powers she couldn't control, and now she's tired.
plans for their people.
Classic.
Now that
Classic.
probably has something to do with a new world tree. So speculation is rife at the minute as to where that tree could be
That was what
planted,
the Night
what
Warrior
could be
did,
going
that
on for
did.
the Night Elves, but that stuff's way down
Yeah,
the
yeah,
line.
she's tired for being a night warrior.
But other than some adventures with green dragons on the Isles and maybe some
Selfish, that's what
spooky
you asked
stuff
me.
with the
She's
loon,
selfish.
like when are we going to see
Malfurion's
these
a
big
better
plans
leader
for
than
the
her.
Night Elves actually be in game? That's the big question. Okay, so I know I've said this a few times, and I'm definitely
She should
leading
be
up to
dead.
something here. So, when will we see all of these huge consequences, these political things
Tyrande.
play out in game? If it's not going to be 10.0, what about 11.0? Everything they're telegraphing here.
Maybe they're
from
setting up
a
the next expansion.
New World Tree to a resurgent Undercity and Kel'Thalas in Lordaeron,
Silver Moon.
Stormwind,
Bring
without a
Silver
king.
Moon
I mean,
into
these
current
things are
game.
not isolated events.
Do it.
These are the
Do it,
first
Blizzard.
dominoes to fall in some story that we don't know yet. Each event is talking about stuff that is so big, and when you string them together, they are things that will change the face of the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is pretty damn big stuff for the
Oh,
game's
yeah.
canon. So, let's talk about some of the other evidence.
We're going for two mythic.
All right,
we're going
let's
for two
take a
mythic
look
kills
at
right
some
now.
in-game and data mined things. First up is the obvious thing, the portal rooms. This is not the most serious point here. Blizzard can always just make them bigger.
Yeah,
but it's noteworthy
easy,
that when
easy
Dragonflight
change.
launches, the final portal slot will actually be used up.
Oh, I
Now,
didn't
the
know
portal
that.
rooms, as we know them, were implemented in patch 8.1.5. I mean, it sure would be interesting if they knew that 11.0 didn't
Does that
need a new
exist?
slot.
Is this an edit or does this exist in game? Like, is this for real right now? Is there already a portal spot with a Blizzard construction right there? Or did he just fucking
Anyway,
make this
Battle
for
for
his video?
Azeroth also did revamp some old world things. They actually updated Warsong Gulch and Arithai Basin. And that means that they made
Oh,
a
that's in the
whole
beta?
bunch of new
Oh, okay,
assets.
cool.
And if, as some believe, Blizzard had more Warfronts planned, is there actually 3D work from those Warfronts?
There's probably
that
a lot
would
of
still be
Warfront assets that
useful
weren't used.
in a world revamp?
War
in the
fronts
same
were
way
just thrown
that
out at the
the
end.
next thing is important. So Stormwind and Orgrimmar are arguably in need of some love. I mean, the highly militarized look of Orgrimmar right now is something that comes from when Garrosh took over as war chief. And
They haven't
we tried to
remodeled
make
since
it all
Garrosh
very
came in.
Orcs first, very warlike. That doesn't really fit the new Horde. So even just narratively, it would make sense for Orgrimmar to kind of go back to how it used to look like in Thrall's day,
Less spikes.
but, you know, maybe a bit more
More
developed.
mud.
And the thing is that when you look at Battle for Azeroth, you do see high definition, modern, human, and orc assets that could fit that revamp. And then we've got the Undercity. It's a curious one. So it will be cleared out. It will be developed, I suppose, over the timescape.
Forget the Undercity. Just make it Lordaeron again. Make it Lordaeron. Lordaeron, the lore behind Lordaeron's amazing. The city above the Undercity is awesome. Just use it.
That probably won't be in game until after Dragonflight.
I don't care for the Undercity, honestly.
But when it does come back,
I don't know if any.
are we going to be
some
running
undead
around the
players do.
2004 Undercity in 2024?
I'd rather have Lordaeron.
No, it doesn't feel right. Surely they'd rebuild the assets. Same goes for a new Night Elf world tree.
Have you flown around
Darnassus is
Lordaeron
great,
since
but
doing
it
the
does
quest?
show its age.
Isn't it all just covered in green shit? Or no, sorry, it's not. No, I walked through Lordaeron after the quest. That's right. I've gone into the throne room and everything. You know, if you stand in that throne room long enough, you can hear the echoes of when Arthas killed his father. You know, that fun in-game fact. Yeah, Undercity is a mess of to find things. Yeah, it is. It's not an easy city to get around. It's not.
And between
I don't like
Warfronts
it,
and
but
the
I do
Legion
know some
expansion,
undead that do.
Blizzard have made a lot of modern
I think
HD
Lordaeron would be a cooler
Night
city
Elf
for the undead.
assets. Hell, we even saw some new Night Elf ships appear in the
wow.
Dragonflight data mining as well.
I don't think
That's quite
the black is probably unfinished work, but that's very cool. That's really nice.
And also in the Dragonflight data mining, we've seen HD Alliance inns, castle walls, some proper old
Nice.
school looking orc burrows. And then when you go and look at the Dragon Isles themselves, most of the races and assets are updated
Yeah, they're
old world
updated.
things.
Oh my God, the
Centaur,
old
gnolls,
Centaur were bad.
Furbolgs, things that are staples of the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor and their old questing. They're actually slowly building the blocks for a full revamp, one could say. The time skip will
WoW
also
2,
impact
man.
the narrative. I mean,
WoW
first,
2.
it'll give the Night Elves and the Forsaken time to actually re-establish themselves. It'll let Stormwind's politics play out, and I think that could be major. Turalian will have an even more stable base of power, and he won't
Turalian's
just
a
be regent
warmonger,
for a
man. I'm
small
worried
amount
about
of
him.
time when Anduin is gone.
might
and
just
the
fucking
Shadowlands.
snap
No,
and start
he at this
attacking
stage could
the
have been
Horde.
regent for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. The nobles will probably like him. And of course, Anduin, well, he'll be able to go through a lot of personal development in the time that he will have spent off
Anduin
screen.
needs to become Manduin again.
It may allow
Man up.
seeds too the Blizzard have sowed
Go back and
to
take your
grow
father's
as
throne.
well. Take the alternate Draenor situation. Years will have passed since we helped the Mag'har make their escape.
True.
And in that time, Yrel will have prepared her invasion. I mean, what else is she going to do?
Oh, that's right. She's a
either
fanatical,
works out how
crazy
to go
light
through the
person
portal
now.
and invade us, or she conquers the other continent, if there is any form of civilization on that, on AU Draenor. The point
Yrel's
is,
lost her
by
shit,
this
man.
time, the whole of AU Draenor
Sylvanas,
will be
Andy
united
love
under
arc.
her
Oh my God.
Lightbound. What will she do next?
What happened
It
to
is
her other
seemingly
love?
an
What's his name?
expansionist philosophy that she has. That's why she was
What
not
happened to her-
happy
her
to
love child boy?
coexist with the orcs. Why she drove the Mag'har out. Ashara,
Andy.
Xalatath, and Medivh will have had even more years doing whatever
Nathanos.
the hell they're
That
currently
was his
doing.
name. I
We have no
remember now.
idea.
What happened to Nathanos,
So you get
man?
the point. This time skip
murdered him?
makes
Yeah,
a
I know,
lot
but
of
he-
stories feel more
He supposedly went to the Maw, and now we've cleared that shit out. Where is he? Nathanos friggin' jerking off in a corner in the Maw still?
possible
going
because they
on?
won't have just happened year to
Sylvanas
year
is
to
going to be
year
down
to
there
year to
freeing
year.
souls. Maybe she finds him.
Perhaps by the time that we are done with the main body of Dragonflight content, we will return with a patch 10.3.5 or something like that, one that begins to rebuild the core of World of Warcraft.
Maybe. Maybe.
Also, while it is a book, Exploring Azeroth Northrend may do some work here. The
Oh,
first
wow, that
book
looks a cool
took
book.
place after BFA, the second one also took place after BFA, perhaps even during Shadowlands. Exploring Azeroth Northrend releases this year.
Oh, are these good?
likely
Are these
close
books
to
good?
Wrath
The
Classic
Exploring
and
Azeroth books? I've never
Dragonflight.
seen them before.
So when will it be set?
She didn't
I
love
would
him, he
say
loved her.
potentially after
saying he was a
Shadowlands.
simp?
Here's the
You're telling
thing:
me
they could either set it
that
after
Thanos was a simp?
Shadowlands, but before Dragonflight, and use it to flesh out some of the time skip, or if they set it during Shadowlands or before the time skip,
We just
then
need 2
we'll
more
know that
DPS
they are
and
just
1 more
earmarking
tank.
off that period of time to explore elsewhere. Now, of course, one thing they could just do is have a prequel novel that explains the time skip somehow, but we,
True.
and now also Ian,
I mean, if the
have
shoe
talked about
fits.
the risks of putting important narrative context outside of the game.
Simpanos, that's his name.
So, a full world revamp. It's a bit mad, but hey, if they're going to do it, 2024 and 11.0 is the time.
True.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you're going to
why
revamp it after you've done a time skip. Right when you have a huge library of updated old world assets. Right when World of Warcraft
Maybe.
turns 2 decades.
Maybe redoing specs and everything, which takes a lot of time, is setting them up so they don't have to deal with any of that balancing shit going into 11.0. And if you don't got to deal with balance shit, you have a lot more time to revamp a world. He might be onto something.
And that's why I'm confident in saying that for 11.0, it's a real possibility. Who knows? Maybe Urel will invade through the portal, Medivh will return, and we'll
Yeah.
do some sort of
Sure.
partially revamped Azeroth. Who knows? Wouldn't that be a bit mad? It'd certainly be exciting. We got people
cool.
interested. I'm talking
cool.
again. It would drum up some buzz. So let me know. What do you think?
There will always be balance
How do you
issues.
think they're going to make good on the time skip?
But there's more work to do when you're talking about recreating everybody's spec trees, right?
Let me know
Everybody's
down below.
talent trees.
That's it for today.
That's going to
Have
take
a
a
good
lot of
one.
time.
I'll see you next time.
Part of borrowed power and the issues that came with borrowed power was all the balancing they had to do just for a single patch or single expansion, right? So without borrowed power, you've redone the specs. Hopefully you've sifted through most of the... It's never going to be perfect, but hopefully most of the balancing issues are done. And then you can focus on revamping the world. Maybe. Maybe.